Hello folks, welcome to a Walkie talkie. It's evening time in Blackpool. See the buses up ahead there? That company had actually won a bus operator of the United Kingdom, and that's not an easy feat. There we are. Right, just before I go into the topic, right? See that wee street we go in there, right? There's like a wee kind of station shop where you can buy tickets, you can talk to staff, and you can pick up whatever route you're wanting. And passing it earlier on, you could tell it's an award-winning setup. Absolutely award-winning setup. And yeah, the way they chat, the way they drive their buses, I mean, you can actually see life behind their eyes as they're driving. I like this wee thing over here, the electronic screen. Very nice. I was just going to keep that in focus for a minute. There's Chubby Brown. He had a wee bit of an issue recently, it's all sorted. There's our Katie. There we go. Right, so I'm going to talk about the main topic, and that is security guards in retail. Right? Everyone has unfortunately had a situation where they've been followed up and down the aisles as they've done a shop. Well, Sainsbury's Blackpool was where it had to happen for me, wasn't it? So after the third of him passing by, there's Katie again. Katie, what is this world coming to hen? Anyway, so by the time the third appearance happened, I said, I guess you're following me then. He didn't say anything until I got to the middle part of the branch, Sainsbury's, right? And he went, I'm not following you, mate. And all I said to him is, do not fucking call me mate. Right? And you can almost imagine what happened. We security Doris with his wee blue splatter card on his arm. When I was getting to the till, he followed me out and went, get out, you're bad. And I said, but you work for Mighty, you don't work for Sainsbury's. You're just providing a service to a client. A manager makes that kind of decision. So yeah, I phoned up the manager. He was going to look into it. I phoned him up again, providing more information, right? And he said, I'll phone you back. Well, guess what? Still to hear back, and he was to call back today most specifically. But anyway, I contacted head office, Holborn. That's in London, if anyone wonders. Right? And they said they had spoke to the manager, and the manager spoke to him, and apparently I had used inappropriate language. Right? The only times I spoke to him was, oh, I guess I'm being followed then. And then to call him out for calling me mate, right? And also to call him out again to say, you only work for Mighty and not Sainsbury's. A manager would have to make a decision like that, right? So, the reply from Sainsbury's HQ Holborn was actually alright, and I'm not here to diss or poke the fun out of, right? Absolutely not. No. The reply was quite nice and professional and understanding, right, of both sides. They weren't taking one side, clinging to one side and shutting me off, or shutting the other side off and taking my side and blah blah blah. It was neutral. So anybody who's anyone who is looking into this at Sainsbury's, please accept a compliment. Right? I seen your correspondence to be actually neutral, and also it was professional, right? And I'm going to say it again, just to make sure it's heard in every language. It was a professional reply, and I've got to say thank you. Anybody of abuse, I'm going to say, wouldn't. They would be off in a massive hyena fit, and it would even get to a point where you can't really understand what the person's saying, over and above the swearing and all the other verbal profanity. But ultimately, you did well in your reply. I have given some specifics, that I potentially would view as important and pertinent to the case, and can hopefully help you understand more of me, because from reading the reply, everything was pretty decent, right? Everything was pretty decent, and in a situation like this, as far as I know, you need all the information going, and you need as much of it to corroborate as much as possible, right? So I'm wanting to take this place and say that. So, and here's some motorbikes coming along. Let's see. It says a right. Whoa. Oh, very nice. Yep. Another one coming along. Right. Very nice. Right. So yeah, I mean, I look forward to conversing with yourself furtherly, and because I was actually on the phone coming into the branch and leaving the branch, right, I've actually copied the person who I was talking to. So if you even want to have direct conversation with him, excluding me, then that's absolutely fine, right? Okay, and sometimes weird shitty things happen, and whether it's a kind of, when these kind of things happen, things get looked at and talked through, and maybe talked into a better position, because even when things go a wee bit kind of crappy, it could be nudged back into a better way, right? That's all I'm going to say. I think it's probably a nice time to just kind of do like a couple of pan shots and say good evening. And as I said in my email, this is actually my last night. Before I go back to Scotland, and I would like to actually have things looked at and maybe turned into a more positive experience for the next time I come down here. There's no time scale, of course. Right, folks, I think I've been babbling on long enough, and it's time for everyone just to enjoy a few of the nice sights we've got tonight. Partly the temperature's going to be insane tomorrow, so yes, plenty of water. And until the next visit, and folks at Sainsbury's, I look forward to further communication and maybe eventually putting all the badness to bed, and I'll catch you soon.